It's Ava. Welcome back to the Watching Relic channel, everybody. We've been gone for a month and a half. It's time for some dramatic zooms. Oh, that's as much as I can. Oh, wait, no, we can zoom even more. Okay, so we're going to stop fudging about. We're doing a review of Ava, finally. Why have I been gone? Really pretty simple, boring answer. It was school. School happened. It started, and I lost all my ability to work on stuff for Watching Relic, but I am returning. So, hello everyone, my name is The Watching Relic. Welcome back to another mock review. And, yeah, Ava. So I just want to say, obviously, winter break is coming up pretty soon. I'm filming this during Thanksgiving weekend, which is a short bit of a break, so I can do at least something for the channel finally. Over winter break, I'll probably be catching up a lot. I have a lot of slideshows planned, a lot of new mocks to show, so just know that I'm not dead, and that I haven't abandoned and forgotten you all. So there's that. So let's just talk about the mock. Let's get straight back into it. As far as like inspiration goes for the build here, there's nothing too much to say. It was pretty much another color scheme inspired mock. I wanted to do something that was blue, light blue specifically, and black. Mainly I wanted to use light blue, and the combination with black was kind of a later evolution in the development process of this mock. You just don't see light blue that much in like heavily Bionicle based creations anymore, and so I wanted to do that because it's honestly a really nice kind of underrated color as far as I can see. As far as character and stuff is concerned, this is sort of a recreation of a very old mock, very old character. I like to do that type of stuff, as you guys have probably figured out by now. Evelyn was a character, the evil sister of an old self-mock, and so now we have Ava. So it's a new version with a super duper streamlined wicked ass name. So that's really all there is to say. The only thing that she really has in common with the old, I have no idea what's really changing with the character as far as the actual build and mock is concerned. The only thing that's really the same is that there's blue in the color scheme, but back then it was Metro Blue, so it really looked completely different. And also the silver hair is carried over from the older versions. Wow, my exposure is whack. And other than that, the silver hair used to be like a Mystica claw piece, and the entire head was actually a Mystica claw piece and had like big bulky red eyes attached to this. Yeah, my mocking ability has evolved a little bit since 2010. So let's get into the design. As far as the feet are concerned, I do like them as simple as they are. I love this little 1x1 slope in there. If it'll focus, there you go, you can see that. That just fills up that gap like, well, I guess not perfectly. There's still a bit of a gap in there, but it helps, and it's just nice when pieces like that just fit together very, very puzzle piece-like. It's very satisfying. Other than that, the feet are pretty average. On the small side, I think proportionally they work well, and they're kind of actually quite unstable. This mock is not very good at standing up. She's very lightweight, she's not that tall, and her feet don't seem absurdly small. I'm not sure exactly what the problem is. It's something about them, they don't quite sit flat, and I don't know why. But anyway, the feet in general, there's really not that much to say, so I'm just gonna, if you could stand like a person. Okay, I'm just gonna move on up to the legs. The lower legs I'm actually, like, genuinely really happy with and pretty proud of. They're not complicated, but I just love the combination of parts. I haven't seen anyone do this. It's, as you can see, an old Hordika leg with a Hero Factory 2010 Hero armor on there. The big leg armor piece, upside down, of course, so that the ankle guard becomes more of a knee pad, and it just works out really well. You can kind of see the jumble of Technic stuff in there with a little slope for kind of filling in gaps and getting it all to fit together right. And there's one more little Technic piece in there, and that pin goes right into that dude, like so. It's pretty, there's really, you don't have to, like, there's no, like, set perfect way to arrange the Technic parts. There's multiple ways to attach this leg at exactly this angle and configuration. they fit together really easily. There's all sorts of ways to do that, and it's just so, again, so satisfying. Pieces that were not designed to go together, working together really pleasingly. I love how the lower legs turned out. And they look great as well. Like, they start to bother me the more I start to think about how this leg piece is backwards and stuff, but, I mean, it even kind of works being backwards. It looks like kind of a calf muscle even, so, yeah. I think if you just kind of take your mind off what the pieces are intended to be and kind of just... I mean, it's hard to ignore those biases with this particular design, but if you just let the visuals kind of speak for themselves, I just think it's nice. The upper legs are also pretty simple. They're actually just a Nika legs, although they're the slightly different version from the Glatorian Legends with the pinholes and the one axle hole going through the other direction instead of that direction. It's going through, like, laterally? I don't know. And so, yeah, I mean, I guess the more standard way to do this would be, like, a hand connector on each side. But even though this is simpler, it makes it a lot more stable and you still get the same kind of look. The only problem is it's very flat from the back. I mean, it's very flat, even with the hip piece added. I took that off, by the way, because, oh my god, they come off all the time. Most annoying part of the MOC. But it gives her really nice, like, feminine hip area curves. Like, she has a very just nice, well done hourglass type shape going on. Nothing too unique about it. It's just well done. And yeah, other than that, I mean, that's basically all I have to say about the legs. They're actually a lot more simple and solid than I think they look, and it's just some nice use of parts. I feel like there's some creative use of parts in there, specifically with those Hero Factory leg armor pieces. I'm really happy I was able to finally put those on a MOC. It's very satisfying to use pieces that are normally really unusable, and this is one of the most shining examples of that out of any of my stuff. So, I guess the final thing to talk about in, like, this lower body area is, like, this big, like, butt plate that she has. This big, I don't know if it's a skirt or if it's actually a butt. I guess it's armor. I don't know why that's there. I just like it, and nobody was bothered by it. Alright, I've bumped up the exposure so my hands are completely washed out, but it makes the blacks of the MOC actually, like, you can see what's going on with the design better now. I'm gonna just, like, pop out her arms real quick, and, there we go. I haven't handled this MOC in a while, so I'm not sure if this is something I'll really regret, although I think it might be. But I'm gonna try my best to actually disassemble this torso quite a lot in this extremely harsh light, so that you can actually see what's going on to make this review a little bit, you know, actually purposeful. So if we pop off the chest plate there, you can see the chest plate. Obviously it has these little lightsaber bar connections, as you well know. That's how this piece works. And they actually attach onto this little Exoforce hand sticking up through there. And so when this chest plate is on, it can actually kind of wiggle around. Oh, yeah. Oh, so much regret. Anyway, when it's on, it can wiggle around, which, you know, on the surface is really silly. Her boobs wiggle. But in all seriousness, it's kind of, I don't know, it's a weird form of articulation, but putting in just, like, ways for the body to undulate as muscles and fat actually do on human bodies, kind of cool. Not really intentional, just sort of worked out. And so in some of the shots, you'll notice her chest plate is slightly askew. These pieces, as you saw from me just mindlessly ripping them out of her body, are just held in there, not even by friction, I guess, just kind of held in there underneath the chest plate. And without that, they just fall out. These ones are just attached very standardly. Everything on this torso is based off of one of those newer CCBS torsos. Did they originate with Star Wars? I don't know. It's the ones that, like, most of the Lava Beast and Storm Beast and such have. As you can see, that's how that works with the Roxy head abdomen. And I think if we take off this big piece, you should... Yeah, there you go. Now you can really see that signature CCBS thing with the ball in the middle, which is how her butt thing is attached. And then just up from here, there's just attachments to go up to the shoulders. Various Technic mumbo jumbo. I'm just ripping everything apart. I'm gonna regret this so much. As you can see, let me actually pop off this piece. Yeah, there you go. Full, like, x-ray shot of, like, the basic structure with all the extraneous armament and gap filling away. She has old style shoulders where the torso shoulder connection is a socket and the top of the bicep is a ball, which is the reverse of what most sets have been for a long time. What was the last year they actually did it? I guess it was the last year before the Bionicle build was introduced. Yeah, wow. Kind of cool. I did this as well on my MOC Tika. It's limiting, but I don't know. I kind of like it. Maybe it's just the nostalgia. But anyway, that's basically all there is for the torso. It's, again, like the legs, pretty simple, pretty darn solid, excuse me, because it's based off of one big, stable, lightweight piece. And the MOC benefits from that. As far as the shaping is concerned, when it's all put together, I really do like it, how all these like tail pieces come together and the rock she had and everything. Some people really complimented the shaping on the torso, and I'm glad because I like it as well, and I'm proud of how it turned out. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's not perfect. There's some gaps in here. In general, the angles at which these tail pieces sit are not quite what I'd want them to be, but I'm happy with that. And as a design, I think the way those pieces specifically are utilized, it's legitimately unique, and that's success in its own right. As I fail at trying to reattach the arms here, here we go. I guess I'll talk about them briefly. Very simple. Again, most of this MOC is simpler than it appears. Kind of a cool thing. The arms themselves, they utilize Metru arm pieces, and it's kind of cool and weird, and the bicep is way skinnier than the forearm, but something about that works. She has kind of big hands, skinny upper arms, something about it just, I like the slightly like weird proportions. I've talked about sort of cartoon-like or comic-like exaggerated proportions before. I think this MOC is a solid example of that sort of thing, done hopefully pretty right. Let me move the light a bit and just zoom out. The final thing to talk about is the head. The head is, pretty nice. I've only gotten one comment saying it looks weird, so that's impressive with a custom head like this where it's a flipped around mask, because a lot of people don't like that sort of thing, but most people like this, and it's because of the melding of the translucent to the black. It gives her like a legitimate looking visor, just because of the way that Onua Uniter head is done. What set did that version of the mask even come with? Probably one of the bad guys? I don't freaking remember. But it's surprisingly nice looking, and she has this silver hair back here, which I think works out okay. Again, kind of a nod to the original, though much better done than the original was. As far as actually like how it's built, there you go. It's just one of those little Technic bits with the lightsaber bars, the little gray piece there. Came with a few like Hero Factory. Well, no, it came with some Bionicle G2 stuff, didn't it? For fingers. Instead of just using T pieces for some reason. Whatever, it works out sometimes. Here it really worked out, and it was indeed useful. And then all this jumbling of Exoforce arms and barb pieces back here, and then hand connectors, and then this little doodad just clips on. And yeah, it works out surprisingly well. Just to wrap up real quickly, I do really like this MOC. I think the shaping and proportions is like conceptually weird, but somehow the execution just works, in my opinion. She just looks like kind of a cool, badass warrior chick. There's nothing too unique here besides the use of light blue, which I am proud of. Her sword is nothing special, but it serves its purpose. And another thing about this MOC is it has some delicate aspects. Specifically, the torso has a lot of jiggly, delicate nonsense. But overall, she's actually quite a poseable MOC. Like, look, 90-degree knee bend. That's awesome. Arms are what you'd expect. Everything works pretty well. I'm just going to bump into things awkwardly as I reach for the size comparisons. Uh-oh. Oh, no. What am I doing? Oh, no. What am I doing? Oh, no. Okay, but anyhow, here we are with the minifigures. Here we are with... crap. Dooba-doo. Here we are with Breeze, because we dismantled Gresh finally and switched things up. I don't remember if I did that in the last review or not, but there we go. How do I feel about this MOC overall? I guess I kind of just said it. I like her look. I like that she's surprisingly poseable, and just, I love that I used light blue, and there's just something about like the textures and some of the specific part usages as well that make me like this MOC. Just to give a little bit of a tease for what's coming up on the channel, there are 4 MOCs of mine that most people seem to like. Vekor, Devok, Tika, and Favo. I'd say Devok and Vekor are legitimate fan favorites, or at least as close as I can have to fan favorites at my level of popularity here. And most people like Tika, and I think Favo had kind of a lukewarm sort of reaction. But nonetheless, they are all getting revamped, or all already have been. And I will probably be doing a big combo slideshow review thing just to show the minor updates I've done there. And that's probably the next thing I'm going to post, so look forward to that. There's already a teaser picture from her slideshow of the new version of Vekor, if you're curious about that. The other ones haven't been photographed at all yet. So, yeah, that's that. Thank you so much for being patient. I'm so glad that I'm back. And that is Ava. My name is The Watching Relic, and I will see you all next time.